Oh, hi.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Wow. Hey, does that count as a jinx thing? Or
No,
is that,
no.
I think because we didn't exactly say the exact same
No,
thing.
we said it at the exact same time.
Yeah. Well, hello and welcome to a show that, if it were any better, it probably wouldn't be hosted by us.
You never know.
You know.
You never know.
You never know. We may be capable of more.
Mm-hmm. Again, you never know. Welcome to the show. How are you? How are things? I feel like a lot has changed since we last talked. The weather, I think, has gotten cold, then it's gotten hot again.
Today, okay, so, and this is not, like, we've discussed this.
Sure.
And I feel weird, or almost like I'm setting us up for trolling if I comment on the weather today.
Oh.
Right? Because then someone will be like, well,
it's not
what are you
like
talking
that.
about?
Yeah, it's not like that where I'm listening right at this exact time.
Today was hot.
Yeah, it sure was.
At the time of recording, today was hot.
Yep.
Very warm.
Sweat was on my brow.
Yes. Yeah, today sucked. And tomorrow's supposed to be hotter, but like muggy, like
right,
like tornado, thunderstormy stuff.
Ooh, yikes! Yeah, that would not be good.
Well, I mean, depending on your definition, I don't know.
Like the warmness of it is good, better than snow, but obviously tornadoes are not fun.
Well, if
No,
you're
I
a
don't think
storm
so.
chaser,
Yeah.
a storm chaser, then this is like Christmas for you.
I don't know if it's even fun because, like, you're kind of like a junkie at that point, and you're looking for the next fix. I don't know if storm chasers. I don't know the psychology of it, but I don't know if it's like a hobby. It might be like cocaine, where it's like they live from
I mean, the ones
storm
that are
to
like
storm.
no, the
You
ones
don't know.
that are like
You don't know
sending their pickup truck with a storm tracking, prototype piece of technology on it up into the storm to learn about tornadoes.
Right.
I mean, like scientists.
Sure.
Storm trackers.
Yeah, I know.
Storm trackers, I guess, not storm chaser. I don't know.
Right.
But the people who are saving lives by learning new things about tornadoes.
Right.
Is what I meant.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough.
Anyways, how did we...
Let's get back.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Movie Men podcast. This is a show where Brady and I talk about film, and this week we continued our journey in a week-by-week breaking down of year by film. And this week we went with 2015.
Year by film or film by year?
I think what you said, film by year.
Right, okay.
Year by film is another thing.
That's a non-cohesive thing. Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been working, through the, what did we figure? It's probably going to be 40 years.
Yeah, give or
probably
take.
40 years of film. The last 40 years of film.
Yeah. When we get further down, we might do a bit of skipping and hopping. Like if 1972 was a pretty slow year, we might skip that year.
Everything you're being told right now is false. There will be no skipping.
Oh, right. I got to remember who I'm talking to. Like Completist McGee, we will be doing...
You gotta go through it all, man.
Okay.
Anyways, we come up with movie categories. We upload 4 different options: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the dreaded TikTok, and we get you to vote on 4 different films. And then you determine what we're going to watch. Sometimes that process works out really well for us. Other times we're subjected to utter and total shiz. But that's the gig, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so anyways, we've been, as Pete was saying, we've been working back through the last 40 years of film, starting with 2020. Did we do 2020?
I believe.
No, I don't think so.
I think we just
like,
it was. There wasn't a lot to go with, and then COVID happened, and then like new releases stopped, so there wasn't a huge sample size for 2020.
Right. So we did 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016 twice because I don't know why.
Because there was such a strong response. of the voting that we felt we'd be excluding a large sample size of voters. So you guys, the popular vote was for 2 films. So we said, hey, there's enough people that want to listen to it. We'll do both films.
Sure, what he said. And not really anyone listened either. So screw you guys. But
we're getting there.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Don't screw you guys. You guys are so great. And so we're on 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And so we uploaded 4 films.
Yep.
And what won?
Inside Out, the Disney Pixar film.
Yeah. Which is big territory. I feel like anytime we set out to do a Pixar film, and we've done a couple.
Yeah.
But anytime we set out to do a Pixar film, I just feel like I feel like I have to sit up in my chair a little bit and be like, okay, all right, this is serious film now. This is like, people are invested. People will die for a Pixar. People
love their Pixar. It's, what else can you say? People love it. People enjoy it. People will
die.
If they can only take one type of film to a desert island, it'll be a Pixar film.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No, I don't know. I just made that up.
But yeah, so Inside Out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd only seen this film once.
Okay.
Prior to now.
Yeah. Actually, same with me. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we were both not Inside Out virgins. Which sounds horrific. Like,
that sounds very...
I'm picturing like someone who's never had a physical connection with someone else and their insides happen to be on the outside. Like, I'm picturing something so graphic. An Inside Out virgin is horrific.
Huh. Yeah. I'm going to try and not picture that. I'm going to just move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just picture it for both of us.
Well, if anyone's new to the show, and for those that are returning, they'll be familiar with this. Let's break down this film by starting with some trivia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You ready? Buckle up.
Can I say?
Please.
I feel like lately,
okay,
in the category of trivia,
okay,
you've been failing to bring it a little bit.
Ooh.
So.
Okay.
So I'm going into this.
All right.
With high hopes.
Okay.
But I feel like the trivia used to be harder.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you gotta level it out a bit, so the varying levels and spectrums of the listening audience can have a cracking shot at it, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, first question. This film was directed by Pete Docter.
True.
And this dude has a pretty impressive filmography list in various different creative roles. I'm going to give you a list of films. It's actually 4 films. And they're all Pixar films. He's had a lot of Pixar filmography. I want you to spot the red herring of which film he did not direct. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is going to be a total stab in the dark.
That's okay.
Right.
It'll be, what I found interesting from this is I was surprised what films he had directed.
Okay.
So when this question's done, we'll get there. But so Monsters, Inc., The Incredibles, Up, and Soul. So Soul hasn't been released yet.
Soul's not out yet.
Soul's not out yet, but it's on the table. And I want you to spot the red herring. So which one of these did he not direct?
And what were the options again?
Monsters, Inc., Incredibles, Up, and Soul.
Okay, so I've only seen Up once.
Okay.
Monsters, Inc. No, wait. It's The Incredibles, because The Incredibles was directed by someone who I can't remember the name of, but they also no, his name is Brad Bird. Brad Bird directed The Incredibles because he also voiced Edna Mode.
Right. Oh, that's true. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's correct. And so I guess what I found interesting about this is Pete Docter, like I said, he has an impressive filmography, but specifically, I didn't realize he directed, and the same director directed Monsters, Inc. and Up. I did not know that.
I think he, because I can picture him. I think he's also he has writing credits for a bunch of other Pixar films.
He was on a lot of different films in a lot of different roles, so that's quite very possible.
All right.
Second and final question: Michael Giacchino, the composer, he did the soundtrack for this film, and now specifically, I don't think this soundtrack was bad for Inside Out. But for me,
I just watched it the other night, and I can't think of.
Well, and so here's the thing: it wasn't bad, but it didn't stand out as his most outstanding work. Didn't leave me breathless. But regardless, he's been involved with quite a few Pixar films. And if I read you a list of a few films, I want you to spot 2 red herrings this time. So similar question to last time.
Oh gosh!
Just this time, you got to pick 2 things that don't belong. Okay.
I guess, yeah.
2 things that don't belong. All right. Incredibles?
I will channel my Sesame Street.
One of these things is not like the other. Incredibles, Ratatouille, Up, and the Cars 1, 2, 3 trilogy.
Ugh.
2 of those films he did not compose.
Okay, I'm going to say Ratatouille.
Sure.
And are we considering the Cars trilogy as one option?
No, they're all individual.
Oh, okay. No, I'm changing my answer then.
Okay.
I don't think he did Cars 2 or 3.
Okay. All right. So that's your answer, Cars 2 and 3?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just think it's funny that, like, I think all of those other ones are respectable Pixar films.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you can even make an argument for Cars 1 being okay.
I've never seen it. I don't think I want to, but I get where you're coming from.
I think he probably did Cars 1, saw the film once it came out, and was like, I don't want to do 2 or 3.
I mean, that I totally get where your answer logic comes from, because that's what I'd say. It's actually Cars 1 and 3. So he did Incredibles, he did Ratatouille, he did Up, and then he randomly did Cars 2. So I was thinking, what the heck are you doing, dude?
I was gonna say, right. I was looking for one that he didn't do.
But it seems so random. Like, why would you just do the middle part of a crap trilogy?
Yeah, I was guessing the wrong thing. I was guessing which ones I thought he did do. But that's so interesting, because I was, again, answering in the wrong I was answering the wrong question. I was gonna say 1 and 3, Cars 1 and 3, but then I thought to myself, no, that's far too stupid an answer. And so then I didn't do it, because I was like, there's no way. Well, 2 and 3 is more likely.
But yeah, I guess just why? Like, why would you even touch that series? And I could get the logic of, like, yeah, I'm going to do this original film and then sure, but like doing the middle part of a Cars trilogy. Man.
Well, because again, I think the first Cars was probably half decent.
Yeah, I don't.
And
I
so
mean,
you're like, they're making a sequel to that pretty good Pixar film.
Yeah, I guess. I haven't seen Cars, but until I see it, which I might never see it, it will be the root of most of my jokes.
I don't think it surprises me that he did 2. It definitely doesn't surprise me that he didn't do 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, that he did the second one, and then he was like, no, screw that noise.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Michael Giacchino has quite he is very talented. Incredibles is fantastic. Ratatouille I haven't seen, but I've heard some pretty bold things said about it in a good way. And it's on my list.
John Williams could learn a thing.
And obviously Up, the soundtrack is phenomenal.
Do. I've also only seen that. Yeah, I think I said that. I've only seen that film once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I know the song.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
All right.
Yeah. How do you want to get into it? Because
I feel like you're itching here.
I'm not. I've put some itching relieving cream on.
And some Gold Bond.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. I am just enjoying life.
Do you like Gold Bond powder or Gold Bond like the lotion?
Depends on the day. You know what I mean?
You can't do both. Otherwise, you get like a gold. Well, you get Gold Bond paste then, and nobody wants Gold Bond paste.
I will do whatever I feel like.
Pictures or it didn't happen, but so you're not okay. I feel like you're fine. Itching's not. I feel like you're chomping at the bit here.
Right. Sorry. I'm eager to have a conversation, but I'm not. I'm willing to go whatever way you want to go.
Okay. Well,
I think whatever way you'd like to go would be a capital splendid idea.
You're too agreeable. So the other day, after I'd watched the film,
sure.
So for the most part, we don't pre-discuss things. It's not a scripted show. If it was a scripted show, it might be a better show. Who knows?
Who knows?
But we kind of go into things blind.
Blind, oh yeah.
As far as the other person's opinion.
Spontaneity.
However, occasionally I'll drop a very ambiguous egg in your lap and say, don't crack it, just wait.
Right.
But there'll be something written on the shell of the egg that will pique your curiosity. And so I did that earlier this week, and all I said to you was, I'm not typically an advocate for capital punishment, for the death penalty.
Sure.
However, Inside Out, I think, presents an interesting argument for it. Is an exception to that rule for me.
So I feel like we gotta crack this egg. It has to be done here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like if 5 minutes into this film,
okay,
everybody, all the what do we want to call them? The emotions?
Yeah, sure. Emotions.
Yeah.
Yep.
If all the other emotions had decided to give sadness a lethal injection, I think so much and I get that in the end she's kind of the one that she's the key.
Yeah.
And we need sadness. Sadness is so important. But honestly,
yeah.
Don't touch the damn memory because you'll ruin it. And 2 seconds later, oh sorry. Sorry, I saw it and I thought I didn't want it to fall, so I touched it.
Yeah.
You just told me not to touch it. I'm sorry.
What the hell are you doing?
I forgot. I suck. I'm sorry, guys. Guys, I shouldn't. All right, I promise I won't touch anything anymore. Oh, except this one touch. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
And you're literally going to break this little girl's life apart by your blundering.
Yeah. So I think the answer's simple. Kill it. The only way to save this disaster before it happens is to off it. Is just to take sadness and tie yourself a noose. They don't teach noose tying in Cub Scouts and stuff anymore.
What a grim, hot take.
But can you disagree? Do you disagree?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. When I was watching...
she's just such a friggin'... I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, they're far too tolerant of her. Yes.
Here's the thing. I'm on the boat. I don't think I was saying off yourself, but I think I was a little more... if I'm a fly on the wall in that room and I can say something, I'm saying handcuff her to the toilet and don't let it, just don't let her touch anything because she's kind of being like a bull in the china shop. She can't take
Put
a
a
hit.
house arrest bracelet on her.
House arrest bracelet. Just lock her in the broom closet. Do something because
one that'll electrocute her and kill her if she violates it.
No, not that. But come on, you're getting a little annoying here. Not even annoying. You're being detrimental to this set reality that you're going to ruin the psyche of this child, or at least, yeah.
Well, but even Joy nails it when Joy does the impression of her. She's trying to figure out, if I were sadness, where would I be? And she slopes down to the ground, slouches down to the ground. She's like, oh, somebody carry me, guys.
Right.
I'm so sad. I make everything worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural tendency to feel like when Joy was kind of off alone with her, just like right at the beginning. Right at the beginning. I know she does this eventually, but I'm like, ditch her. Ditch Sadness's ass and get the heck out of there.
I thought you were saying bitch, not ditch. But I was like, what? Why are you?
No,
what?
no.
I don't know what any of that means.
Leave behind Sadness and just hit the dusty trail. Yeah.
I mean, I thought once they're on their adventure, Sadness is the perfect yin to Joy's yang.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing I didn't understand, so Joy is the oldest of all the emotions.
Sure. She was there from the get-go. Yeah,
she is the Woody to what's the girl's name?
What? Whose girl?
The girl. What's the main character? We're all inside the head of...
Dang it. Oh, this is bothering me. I think it starts with an R.
No, I don't think that's even remotely correct. Richard.
No.
It is Riley.
Riley. I told you it started with an I.
Yeah. She is the Woody to Riley's Andy. I don't know what but you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like she is the one that's been there, has all the memories.
Yes.
Feels that extra special bond with Riley.
Yes. Yeah. A bit more than the other emotions, for sure.
So why, if that's the case, and I mean, I think Sadness was second. Or maybe third.
Sure.
I can't remember.
Yep.
There's like Sadness and Anger both came in there somewhere.
Sure.
Similarly to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But so if that's the case, why is it that once we get on this adventure, Sadness is the friggin' tour guide to end all? Like, Joy's constantly saying, what's that? Where does this go? What's over there? There's a this, and Sadness is like, yeah, just on the other side of that hill. There's a, like, how much time does Sadness spend outside of because my understanding is none of them have ever been outside of headquarters before.
Right. No, but remember, Joy is one of her epically failed, like tactics to kind of occupy Sadness was read all these boring manuals of all the different areas of Riley's brain, and that's how Sadness knew where to go.
Really? That's a thing that I just totally overlooked?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It failed epically because it literally was one of those circumstances where she pulled out all these dusty manuals that no one wants to read and said, Sadness, you read these. And a couple minutes later, she was touching things she shouldn't touch and ruining things she was ruining.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. But yeah, that explains that. I will say this. Joking aside, I was with you. I was annoyed. I was like, Sadness, lock her in a broom closet. I'm tired of your shenanigans. But there is something interesting to the foreshadow that played. Because as much as I wanted to ditch Sadness and as much as you wanted to just offer right from the word go, Sadness was essential. And in the case of the beginning, it was that she had all the directions on how to return to HQ because she read those manuals. And I feel like it's cool that Joy couldn't ditch her. And it hints to the overall premise of the film that Sadness has a purpose. In that case, she knew how to return to HQ. Overall, it was that Sadness was needed to create empathy in others, and all the, emotional spectrum is essential for human interactions and connections. So I feel like there was that little hint or that little Easter egg or that little theme planted right at the beginning that kind of bloomed later on in the film. So joking aside, it's an interesting foreshadow.
Yeah. Do you think though, like, is it that interesting? Like, I'm just wondering.
Yeah. I didn't notice it upon the first viewing, only because I've seen it.
As a Pixar film, was this ever going to follow any other formula?
Right.
Other than, present happiness, add conflict, make
Right.
you cry,
Right.
resolve it in a meaningful way where everyone is important.
Right, because there was never going to be an ending where they return to HQ and then they lock Sadness up in a jail cell.
Right.
Like, you're
I
right.
mean,
There had to be some resolution where they patch it up and there's some significance with her.
We were
and
never,
everyone else.
despite what should have happened, we were never going to be allowed to leave Sadness in the pit of forgotten memories and bring Bing Bong back and make him a core emotion.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I feel like in the scenarios where that happens, where your imaginary friend made of several different animals.
Yeah, like what? It was like dolphin, no, I didn't even know.
Dolphin,
elephant?
bear.
Elephant, dolphin, and I forget what else. There was
Something
like a
else.
third thing. But yeah.
But like, I feel like when that guy, in the instances where that guy wanders into headquarters, I feel like that's schizophrenia. Like that, that's where,
Yeah.
that can't end in any way other than medication. I feel like.
Yeah.
So maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
He didn't.
On the topic of Bing Bong, I'm not inventing anything new. I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said before, but I know it's missing sidestepping the entire message of the film and the importance of all emotions and stuff we've just said. But damn, I cried like a baby during that Bing Bong departure scene.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like
and so that's so something that I've talked about when we did. What's the last Pixar film we did?
Onward.
Right. Yep. Not that long ago.
No.
And I was saying that Onward for me falls into the silver tier of Pixar films.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you've got the bronze tier, the silver tier, the gold tier,
sure,
and then the platinum tier.
Yep.
Right? And so a bronze tier would be like Cars 2.
That's...
Or The Good Dinosaur or something.
I haven't seen these films, but I don't know if I'd say those are bronze, but continue with your argument. I get what you're saying. Continue.
Silver. You'd say they're higher. You'd say Cars 2 is higher.
Oh God,
than bronze.
no! I'd say like they're trash on the street that don't qualify for bronze.
They're the wood tier.
Yes.
They don't even get a medal.
That is what I'm trying to say.
Here, this is.
But yeah, so then
spruce.
silver.
Yeah, so then silver is like. Oh dear. Silver would be like Onward.
Yep. For me,
silver would be take it or leave it. It was fun.
Yep.
It's not a bad movie.
Yep.
But it's it's not amazing.
Just for your analogy. So are you okay? Are you going bronze, silver, gold, or are you doing like a platinum as well?
Oh yeah, there's a platinum.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay, so silver. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Take it or leave it. Yep.
So silver.
Yep.
Gold for me is like, For
me, gold would be up. It's better than silver.
Yeah. Or maybe Incredibles 2.
Sure.
Something like that.
Sure.
And then you've got platinum, which is
perfect.
The first three Toy Stories. Or just like Toy Story and Toy Story 3.
Mm-hmm. Toy Story, Incredibles,
the ones that are like core important.
Yes.
Monsters Inc.
Yep.
Finding Nemo,
the best one, the best,
like the mascots of Pixar.
Yes.
Yep. Which I think it's just maybe Bug's Life. It's an oldie, but it's
I've been meaning to see that, but I get it.
So anyways, having said that, I would put Inside Out.
Sure.
At least in the gold category.
I would also put it there. Yep.
I would maybe say it maybe sometimes it doesn't get to wear the jacket that the platinum ones wear.
No.
But it maybe an invitation or two to the platinum Christmas party has accidentally found its way to Inside Out, and Inside Out goes and attends, and nobody's like, what the hell are you doing here? Get out.
Yeah. There's the line between platinum and gold, and it crosses the line back and forth a few times, and it almost holds its own with the platinum, but not quite.
Yes. And so this film for me, I think ultimately, like, I enjoyed this film so much more than I enjoyed Onward. Right? Like, I watched Onward and I felt, because I'm not one of those like Pixar, I don't pee my pants when I hear the word Pixar. I'm not
good.
Pixar, so great. I just need to, and some people do.
If I may say, Pixar has to earn your excitement or respect. Like, it's based
100%.
on merit, not just the word Pixar.
100%.
I hear you.
And Onward damaged that a little bit, I think. I watched Onward and I was like, see, this is why I'm not just a diehard Pixar person.
Yeah.
I didn't hate this. This wasn't garbage. But this wasn't like cut from some, okay, and this is going to piss some people off. I felt the same way about Onward that I felt about Apple computers.
Sure.
This is 100% serviceable. It works just fine as the next one. But this notion that it's cut from some imaginary magical dragon scale unicorn horned cloth
is just wrong.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Is bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's the way I felt about Onward or that I feel about some Pixar films.
So
but this one, watching this, like, I think the Bing Bong moment is what did it for me. The Bing Bong moment is when I for that sacrifice to happen. From a character that otherwise was completely nonsensical.
Oh yeah.
Nonsensical?
Absolutely. Nonsensical.
Yeah. And I got choked up. I was like, okay, this is what I expect when I sit down to watch a Pixar film. I expect to feel the emotions that this is making me feel.
Yes. Yep. Oh yeah, like when you write it down on a piece of paper, and I read this on an online comment, but if you just write it down just factually on a piece of paper, that you will be brought to tears by an imaginary elephant who drives a wagon powered by his own singing, like before walking in.
That is not a heffalump.
Yeah, like just before going into the film, if you read this, you'd be like, "What? What?" Yeah, it's borderline magical, and that is one element that really brings it close to the platinum. And in that instance, it is platinum. One question I want to bounce off with you. So I'm going to give you a thought here, and I want you to give your opinion on that thought. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, but we've talked about some of the things that separate the Pixar films, what separates it from being platinum and gold and silver in the past. So with some films, and I've used Up as an example before, where you look at the core story and the core elements, and it's pure magic. And it's just, if that's all the film was, this film would be platinum through and through. But then sometimes I'll call it the Pixar curse happens. And I imagine it as a boardroom of executives saying, this is great, but this is only a 45-minute film. We need it to be at least an hour and a half. So, and again, I'm using Up as an example. So with me, it has mixed reception because it has those elements where it's platinum, obviously. And then really the middle part of Up is just this light, fluffy, drawn out sequences of action just to fill out the film. It's very juvenile. And I just feel the opposite of platinum. And what I'll say about Inside Out is that I think it was better than Up. I don't think it dipped into the same complete juvenile level of content and filler and fluff.
I agree.
And like we said before, I think this falls into the gold category. What I'm trying to ask is, do you think this film fell into what I called the Pixar curse? Do you think there was a bit too much fluff, filler, like...
No, because I cared about everything. I was never disinterested.
Okay.
I was never, because it kept, Inside Out kept throwing new and exciting things at me.
Sure.
In a way that, so something I talked about with Onward, and I don't mean this just to be an Onward bash. If we're going to bash Pixar, we'll talk about Toy Story 4. But
I want to have an educated opinion, but I do feel I feel Toy Story 4, as much as it was not needed or the best, I think I would still rather watch Toy Story 4 than watch the Cars films. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, hard to say. To say.
Yep.
I would put just for people who, I would put Toy Story 4. I think Toy Story 4 is a silver Pixar film for me.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
Which is still, like, of the 4 tiers, it's tier 2.
Sure.
But it's at it's like the scummy bottom of the silver tier. Like, it's the only reason it's not bronze is because it's still Toy Story. Is because it's Buzz and Woody and So anyways, part of my issue with Onward is something I talked about, Pixar. Something that's so magical about Pixar is Pixar creates a world for you to explore with them.
Sure.
Right? So Toy Story, we're exploring a world where toys come to life when their owners leave the room.
Okay. Yeah.
Bugs Life, we're exploring the world of bugs, where bugs live and they have these complex societies, and they talk, and there's a social hierarchy and all this stuff. Finding Nemo, very similar, right? We see like fish school of fishes, and we meet the turtles and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we get to explore the barrier reef and all of this stuff. Monsters Inc. is definitely one. Right? So it's this world where we get to see the other side of the closet door, where monsters live in this world. And the reason why they scare you is because their screams that's their electricity, right? They need, and they just haven't realized that laughter is far more powerful. Like there's a whole thing to it, right?
Sure.
Onward, I just didn't, we were watching Onward, and I'm like, they've created a world, where magic was a thing, and it's just been forgotten, but it didn't resonate with me, and I think it was just because I think part of the issue of that one is that there were too many different species,
right?
All of which I had no idea what they were. I couldn't feel attached or connect with any of them, because it's like, okay, this is a manticore, but I don't really know what that is, and I don't even fully know. Is my main character an elf? Is he a goblin? Is he like a orc? And this is what orcs look like. I didn't really know. You never know.
Yeah, a little too much to be a little spread thin.
Yeah, Inside Out though. Inside Out managed to take complex emotions that we all feel, memories, thoughts. Whether it's your long-term memory or imagination or your train of thought or whatever, and add tangibility to it. We're able to show you if your brain was run by these like sentient beings.
Sure.
This is what their world would look like.
Okay.
For me, I was never disinterested. Like anytime they're like, oh, this is long-term memory, or this is the subconscious, or this is, and I was like, whoa, like they just keep throwing something new at you that is something that you are interested in because it's something you're already aware of. You're like, I know of my subconscious.
Yeah.
And then they offer you an interesting glimpse at their version of what that looks like.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's what makes Monsters Inc. so great. Right. I know of the monster in the closet.
Right.
And they go, okay, well, but let's show you a different perspective.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yep.
Finding Nemo. Well, I know of that connection with, the father-son connection, and I know of fish, and the reef and all this stuff, and it gives you this closer glimpse. Whereas Onward, I was just like, it just didn't feel like it belonged as a Pixar thing. So I think Onward definitely falls into that curse.
Sure.
I think Up does a little bit, where there's just a bunch of filler.
Yes, I would say.
But and even if the stuff in Inside Out is filler, it's filler that's so interesting. It's filler that I really like.
That's true.
And so I don't think it's filler that's a detriment to the film.
Yeah, no, like I said, I feel it did have some down parts, some fluffy drawn out elements. But yeah, it's definitely not near as much as Up, and that's true. It definitely was interesting enough at times. It wasn't just kind of the I feel Up really hits the floor in the middle, just with kind of juvenile sequences and just, oh look, there's a squirrel and whatnot.
Right.
Inside Out really was just fascinating and curiosity. Like, it just raised some interesting concepts.
Right. So I've got a thing about the film I don't like. Or not.
Okay.
Not a thing about it I don't like, but something that I found was a flaw.
Sure.
As much fun as I had exploring all these areas of forgotten memories and all this stuff, we get to the subconscious, right? Which are all the things, that Riley is suppressing deep back into her memory, so that she's not even like they are forgotten, because the subconscious, you're not aware that they're even a thing anymore.
No.
Right? How the hell did broccoli? How do you reach the point where broccoli only exists in your subconscious?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I don't have an answer for that. What? Yeah, it's puzzling.
Also, do you think it's in an extended version of this film, do you think there's room for more emotions other than the emotions that were depicted to us? So we have fear,
we've got
disgust,
anger,
joy, and happiness.
Yeah, no,
or sadness.
Yeah,
sadness.
It's interesting. I know. So I was reading about Pete Docter and the creative team. At one point, I think it was interesting. Although this is a fictional film, they did do some research as far as they got some psychologists' input on just the different development of children and the developmental stages of children and emotions and all that kind of stuff. So they had some interesting input when they made this film.
Right, but we see inside Mom and Dad's head as well, and Mom and Dad only have the same 5 emotions.
Oh yeah, I'm getting there. And it's also weird, for the mom and the dad, all their emotions were the gender of the parent, but for Riley's it was mixed gender, which I don't think.
Yes, I did notice that.
Yeah,
and looked different.
And looked
right, all of Dad's emotions had a mustache.
Yeah, but the interesting thing was, I guess they intended to have more than 5 emotions, but from a filmmaking perspective, some of them they felt were too similar, and some of them having over a certain number they thought would just be too confusing. So yes, you could have more emotions, but maybe from a filmmaking perspective, it could slow things down, confuse things, kind of too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing.
Because I'm just wondering, where's love? You think love would be something that would show up, or when it cuts into Dad's head, and then there's a joke where there's this where someone pops in who's clearly not a part of the main all the time gang, but he kind of goes, "Hey guys, I'm back," or something, and they all go, and they don't say who it is, but something about the way they present the scene, all the adults can go, "Oh, that's that's frisky, that's that's arousal," is who that one is, right? And I don't know,
sure.
Something really interesting though, talking about how all of the emotions that Riley have look different. Right. They're all, one's short, they've all got different hairstyles, they've all got, whatever. And mom and dad's both all look very similar to each other.
Very
similar. And they all look like mom and dad. And I wonder, like, what if there's a layer to the film there that is mom and dad, they're, mom and dad maybe aren't soul searching anymore. Mom and dad are much more cemented in who they are.
Sure.
For better or worse. Maybe mom and dad are so routined now, whereas Riley is full of potential and is so full of personality and character and can be anyone that she wants to be. Whereas mom and dad, dad's got the mustache and he's got the job and he's got the responsibilities and he's got so this is just who dad has to be. Dad's always got to be this guy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
When dad's happy, he's still got to be, he's dad. When he's sad, he's still got to be dad. When he's angry or afraid, he still has to be dad.
Right.
Where Riley, as a kid, has the freedom to lean harder into emotions. She can be afraid.
Right. Yeah.
And she can just be she can just be fear at that point. She can just be happy. She can just be sad. And she doesn't owe it to anyone to be anything other than that emotion.
Right. She has that freedom and she's not anchored in a way.
You hear that, Pixar? Hire me.
Yeah, this could be your demo tip right here.
Yeah.
Do it.
Exactly. I'm transcending above this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a writer for
Pixar.
For Pixar.
Something that I like about this film, and this is, I would say this is kind of like my way of capping off why I think it's a good film. And it's gold, not quite platinum, but what got it to the gold level is I've seen this film twice, just like you. And when I finished watching it the second time, I thought, man, this film has aged well. It's not that old, but for the limited time that it's had, it's still very powerful and potent to me. And I said, this really aged well. But when I gave it a bit more thought, it's not just that it aged well. I feel specifically about this, and this might be specific to me because I'm a parent now, but I feel this film did a very good job at targeting and effectively targeting the different emotional cohorts that watch this film. And a lot of films do this, not just Pixar. They try to appeal to the kids and the parents and A, B, and C, and D. But this film really did this well. So when I first saw this film, just the concepts that hit on the level of an individual and innocence and childhood, it really hit me. And I was still emotional and it still shook me the way it was supposed to. But watching this now as a parent, I feel like I'm in a different category that's watching this film now. It hit me for different reasons, just as from the perspective of a parent, and it just hit me on levels that it didn't quite hit me on before. And I guess I'm trying to stay objective and not bias here, but it's just interesting to be firsthand moved by a film in a different way, watching it at different points in my life. And ultimately, I do think this film did an excellent job at hitting a lot of different levels of emotional connection.
Yeah, I mean, that happens to me with films all the time.
You'd probably be in the same boat as far as timing for this film.
Yeah, there's films that prior to being a parent I loved or had seen and enjoyed or whatever,
right?
And then watched them as a parent. I was like, this is hitting me. Like,
right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I cry a lot more during movies now.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Like I wept when, cause we're working through the Harry Potter series, right?
Yes. Yep.
And I didn't weep, but I got choked up. It bothered me more than it ever has when Harry and Cedric come back from the graveyard and Cedric's dad is like weeping over his dead son.
Yes.
And I was getting really choked up and I'm like, what is this? Has never affected me like this before.
Yeah. Historically, when I've watched that, it's very similar. before, it was just like, okay, let's move along with the plot. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone find out he's dead. Okay, we got to move on. But when you just hone in on like this father's like, wait, why is my son laying on the ground? And you walk through that sequence from the perspective of a parent. Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah,
powerful stuff.
Grips you by the, you know,
things,
the heartstrings.
Yeah. That's about all I have to cover. Is there anything else you wanted to cover with Inside Out?
Not specifically. I think it's a great cast. I love the cast.
I forgot.
I'm not a big Amy Poehler fan.
Sure, but she was fantastic in this. She was great.
But Bill Hader, I love Bill Hader. Bill Hader can do no wrong. One of my favorite animated films in what I'll call like the newer 3D animation. So like, you know, you've got Megamind and Despicable Me and stuff like that. And for me, above all the others is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. And a big part of that is because of Bill Hader. Interesting.
I've not seen that film, but I'm curious about it if he is in it.
It's so good. Yeah, that'll be a thing. Lewis Black plays Anger. Lewis Black is so good. And there's so many moments in this film. If you've ever watched Lewis Black's stand-up comedy, there's moments in this where you can tell Anger was written for Lewis Black.
Okay, right.
It's like some of his lines are just so very, like, they played into his quirks.
His talent,
his strengths, so that's all, you know.
Someone I felt, I didn't know he was in this till I looked closely at the casting. And I feel like he was a little underused. I just love this actor, so I wish he had a more predominant role. But Kyle MacLachlan is the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's in it. And talk about unused or underused. Frank Oz is in this. And so is John Ratzenberger.
Right. I don't even know who
Ham. He voices like Ham in Toy Story. He's right at the end when they're installing a new and improved board. Yeah. He's like the contractor that puts it in. And he's got like one line. He goes like, there you go, it's all installed or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. I did catch that.
So something just occurred to me.
Oh, actually, one more. Mindy Kaling was also in this. Who is?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
The Mindy Project. She's in The Office. She's in quite a bit of films.
Okay, these are all things I haven't watched.
Okay.
So I have a feeling.
Okay. That tonight
that we're going to be end up
a good night.
A good night. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're going to end up reviewing a lot more Pixar films. So I thought to myself, I'm like,
sure.
You know, we should really, you know, what if we? Because I'm always thinking about like new stuff we can do, and I'm like, wow, you work through the Pixar films. But then I thought to myself,
okay, what did you think to yourself
as we're going back through the years of film?
Okay.
How likely do you really think it is that a Pixar film isn't going to win on the years that there's a Pixar film?
Right. Yep.
And that makes the sequels a little bit tricky because I don't want to, like, you can't do
Cars 3 before Cars 2.
Yeah, you can't start with Monsters University and then do Monsters Inc.
Sure.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess you kind of could because Monsters University is a prequel.
That's a bad example.
You know,
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story. You can't do Toy Story 3, then Toy Story 2, then Toy Story 1.
Not a chance.
So we'll see. We'll see. But scale of 1 to 10, where do you put this film?
On my scale, I gave it an 8.3, so that still graduates it to the highest of the 4 levels of my scale. So that means in the highest ranking, I'd pay to see it in theaters and totally enjoy paying my money to see it on the big screen. On Marshall's scale, it got slightly lower, but it made it to an 8, so it's a pretty solid film regardless. What did you give it?
And no word of a lie, I gave it an 8.2.
Wow.
So very, 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 very close.
That is fantastic.
But what's interesting, what's big about this is like an 8.3 on your scale means you'd go to the theater. You'd pay money to go see this.
I sure would.
Yeah. That's big. I feel like that's big for an animated film.
Oh yeah. Because there's a lot of solid ones that it's fine if you catch it on TV or your brother rented it and it's just sitting around and you're like, I might as well throw it in the VHS player. But, I would
especially
easily...
just because it's so much less of a cinematic experience.
Oh, for sure.
Like to go see an animated film isn't like this.
No. It's not it's not required to have the optimal sound or visual experience of a theater for it.
No, exactly. So what'd you watch this week?
I watched a couple films. So I watched your recommendation of the Peter Sellers film from 1968 called The Party.
And I'm like biting my nails here because I'm like, I don't think you're going to say I don't think you're going to say middle of the road. Yeah. I think you're going to either going to have found this hilarious,
sure,
or you're going to it's really just going to have missed the mark for you.
Sure. So I'm going to say this, and you said this. Obviously, this is from a time and a place. This is a time and a place where things were different and things have changed for the better. So there's some things in this film that haven't aged well from a political correctness point of view. That's obvious. You've said that. I agree. What I will say is I will give you my score in a second. Don't be optimistic. I actually shredded it pretty bad as far as a scale. I didn't enjoy it. But what I did do what you told me to in appreciating it for watching the essence of a certain actor. So like you said, whether it be British comedy or not, but an example you gave was Mr. Bean. You're not watching it for the intellectual complexity of it. You're watching his actor and his essence and his ability. So I did the same with Peter Sellers. And there were a couple elements, whether it was just with the film, not with Peter Sellers, but with the film, where there was that kind of drunk butler sequence and it just starts slowly and progresses and it just gets ridiculous. There was a few certain things where I did chuckle, and even just there were some scenes where it was just Peter Sellers with no dialogue. There would be scenes with him not saying a single word, but just his literally just pure acting and his essence, and he would just be doing things, and there was elements of that from that point of view. His performance won me over, but essentially the overall film, it's just not my cup of tea. So brace.
Can you imagine though, like for 1 second, can you imagine, politically correct or not, even to this day, can you imagine being on set behind the camera during the filming of this? People would be peeing themselves. They'd be like, because it's just so obscure, his performance and the whole concept. But
it's 1968 was a long time ago. I gave it a 1.6 on my scale.
Wow, that's I don't know if you've ever scored anything that low. I think that's probably lower than you scored The Jerk.
It might be.
You'd rather watch The Jerk?
It is. The funny thing about The Jerk, I've kind of come around to it. I was hard on The Jerk. I'm not saying I'm going to buy the Platinum Edition DVD copy, but I think I was a little hypercritical of The Jerk. This film is 1.6, so it's in the lowest possible scale. That means if I was stuck at a cottage and it was raining and there was no Wi-Fi and this was the only VHS sitting around, I would rather not watch anything than watch this.
Yeah, you'd learn to knit.
I'd learn to knit. On Marshall's scale, it fared a touch better. It got a 2, maybe a 3.
Okay. I'm kind of curious now if Marshall has seen it.
Oh, yeah. I haven't asked him.
And if he has, how he would rate it. And if he hasn't seen it, I would challenge him to see it and then rate it.
Challenge.
I challenge you to a duel, sir. Imagine I've just like hit you over the face with a glove.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Marshall is a friend of the show. I was going to say of Pete, but I feel like he's transcended friendship of Pete.
Yeah.
I feel like he's friend of the show now.
I feel like he can be both. I feel in the spirit of human connection.
There's no double dipping. No, you can't double dip.
He could be friends with everyone.
Well, nobody's friends with everyone.
All right.
nobody is liked by everybody.
That is a true fact.
Right, except Santa Claus.
No, there's some people.
Right, some people are like, I don't like Santa.
Yeah, we don't lie to our son Johnny. We tell him the honest truth that there is no Santa Claus, and we all have to pay our taxes and die.
Which, okay, I was just gonna say, like, hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with the parents that don't want to do Santa.
No, there's not.
I just love your. Yeah. I love your.
Like,
to you, it's either like, we do Santa Claus with our kids,
yeah,
or we're horrible, or we're bad parents.
That's true.
Or we're harsh about the world.
That's true. There's a step in the middle. I was using hyperbole, but there are the parents that are just like, hey, we still do kiddie things with our kids. We just don't lie to them about Santa, and that's cool. So,
Roger, Brian's turning 4 this year. Do you think we should continue to do Santa Claus? Well, we could, dear, or we could teach him about Hitler. Like, to you, it was just like one or the other.
I believe it's time. And
also, for the record, that's going to be like, I picture myself, when I picture myself in the future married with kids,
sure.
I picture, picture 1950s.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you should. Yeah. Okay.
It's always like, as a parent, my voice is going to just change.
Yes.
And it'll be, and I'll smoke a pipe.
And you'll have a mustache.
And I'll have a mustache.
Yep.
And I'll wear sweaters over dress shirts.
Oh, obviously.
Right, so that the collar kind
of...
of...
No. And the biggest thing is when you walk in the door, you take off your outside shoes, and then you put on your inside shoes while you're sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, and it'll all just come down to, like, I'll name my children something very generic from the 50s, like Johnny.
Yep.
Well, Johnny, why don't you go down the street and play with your ball? Like I'm going to talk to my kids as if I'm a 1950s radio advertising. Now it's time to go upstairs and brush those teeth, Skipper.
Right.
Now get into bed and kiss your mother goodnight, or I'll beat you. Like, anyways.
All right. So the other films I watched this week, so there are 2 that I'm going to list, and I'm going to give you the choice of what you want to watch.
Oh, okay. See, don't do that, because that makes what I have to say about what you're watching that much worse.
What? What do you mean?
I
don't understand.
Don't give me a choice. Just pick one. You
Why?
gotta just pick one.
Why?
I want you to pick the one that you enjoyed more. Well, okay.
Okay.
Give me the 2 with the option to pick, and then after I give you my spiel about what you're watching, then I'll allow you to redact that and be like, okay, in fact, you have to watch this.
I am so curious. Like, are you making me watch something I won't like?
I don't know.
Okay.
I never know.
So here's the thing. I you know what? I know which one you'll pick just because you're always into watching something new and doing something new versus the old. So I'm just going to mention it. If you don't feel like watching it, you don't have to, and you can do what you want. You're an adult. But the 2 films I watched, the one was, coincidentally, I didn't watch it because we watched Inside Out, but it was, to me, the godfather of Pixar films, Toy Story. And
man,
it had been a long time since I had watched the first Toy Story, and there's a reason I put it in my top 10.
It's amazing. The animation doesn't hold up.
I don't even care. Like, I don't.
But it's
good. It is so good. It is so good in every aspect, from the story to, and again, I come back to this, the music. Like, who when they started out at Pixar, they're like, okay, guys, we really need some soundtrack that's going to grab hold of people.
Yeah, we're going to be new and innovative. This is the first computer animated film of all time. How do we sell it?
It has to be like fun and emotionally gripping, like
something children can really resonate with.
Are we thinking Randy Newman? Because I sure am.
I think we are. I think we need the kids to get on board with this, and how are we going to do it if we don't have Randy Newman?
How else? But yeah, and I mean, if I was an executive in that boardroom, I probably would have axed that idea, but it's so magical. Like his soundtrack is phenomenal. The film is amazing. So that's the one that I know you've seen, that if you feel like watching that instead, all the power to you. The film that is new that you can watch if you so choose is a 2019 film starring Bradley Pitt. And
okay, I've never heard Brad Pitt referred to as Bradley. I totally thought we were going with Cooper here.
But. Oh yeah, and it also stars someone named Tommy Lee Jones. It is called Ad Astra. It's a space exploration film. Doesn't have nearly as much Tommy Lee Jones just yelling continuously as I'd like, but that's the film I watched this week. So you can. Yeah, it's not as good as I was hoping it would be, and that's why I'm giving kind of the opening to that. If you'd rather just watch a magical film like Toy Story, you can be my guest, but it's definitely worth a view, I suppose. And the choice is up to you, my friend.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go with Ad Astra.
Yeah, I feel
but
like...
I'm also going to watch Toy Story.
Ooh, that's the best thing I've heard today. That's a good call. All right. What did you watch this week?
So I watched Don Verdeen.
Yeah.
It's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Literally.
Sure.
All I'm going to say.
Yep.
This film is about as funny as any film can be that has Danny McBride in it.
Which one is he?
Look him up right now. Look up Danny McBride. And you'll know instantly.
I think I know.
You'll be like, okay, yes. You'll be like, every comedy I've ever watched that had Danny McBride in it made me feel exactly this way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so right? I'm not a huge Danny McBride fan. The thing, for those who are listening, Don Verdeen, it's a comedy film. Essentially, there's this archaeologist who finds artifacts of historical and religious significance, and it's just a farcical comedy where what this guy does under pressure to come up with new artifacts, and it's not Oscar bait. It's a movie that went into with a couple friends, and I think I was hoping for something a bit more funny. And I don't know what. Yeah, I think it tried to do too much. It wasn't incredibly funny, and it wasn't really heartfelt. It just kind of tried to do a few different too many things, and it was just spread too thin.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. What else did you watch?
I watched the new Vin Diesel film, Bloodshot. And?
Yeah. It's yeah. Okay.
I think I'm over Vin Diesel.
Yeah, I'm not the person to have a conversation about the importance of Vin Diesel on the cinematic world. I'm just not that guy. So I'm with you. I'm kind of over him too.
Yeah. The other one I watched. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is I had a moral crisis.
Like when you thought more like capital punishment should be allowed for sadness.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
No, this was worse because so I watched Bloodshot, and then I watched another film. Well, I watched two other films, but one was like the sequel to the other. Like one was a sequel to another one.
Sure.
So I'm definitely not recommending the sequel to you.
Well, I'd hope not.
But here's the thing. Okay. I don't think Bloodshot's good. I would not recommend Bloodshot to you.
Okay.
However, I know that this other film, the one that I am recommending to you, is not your type of film. I know it's not the movie that you would sit down and watch.
Okay.
And I know that, like, at best, it's going to be a neutral watching experience for you.
Sure. Okay.
You're not going to love it.
Okay.
So then I was like, do you want to recommend that to him? Mm-hmm. Because, like, what is it to recommend something to someone? You would pick something that you think they're going to enjoy. Mm-hmm. And really, I think you would probably enjoy Bloodshot more than the film that I'm recommending to you. And what I ultimately landed on is like, what do I love so? Like, I love this "What did you watch?" segment.
Sure.
And I love that that we each recommend films to each other and we each watch them. That for a year now, weekly, for a year, we have watched a new film based on a recommendation from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I admire the fact that some of my recent films have been like childhood treasures that you've been meaning to go back and watch, ultimately, I think the gold quality of our "What Did You Watch This Week" segment, as you've said many times, is that we each expand each other's. We each watch films that we otherwise would have never watched.
This is making me nervous. Where are you going? But continue.
I watched Nightcrawler. Well, no, don't be. It's not gory or scary. No. I watched Nightcrawler. I wouldn't have otherwise. I really enjoyed it.
Yep.
Right. So stuff like that. And there's been some stuff I've watched that I didn't, I wasn't crazy about, and so on and so forth.
Of course.
But ultimately, it's, I feel like when you recommend a film to me, it's a taste of Pete. It's it's not a, hey, you should watch this film, I think you'll like it, so much as it is, this is a film that I watched because this is how my brain works. This is the film that I decided that I was interested enough in to watch.
Right.
And so as a partner in this podcast, you should watch it too. And so, and I feel that like the opposite is true. When I recommend a film to you, when I'm able to give you a film and go, there's no way you would sit down on a Saturday night and watch this film.
No.
But I would. And so in order for us to continue to grow together as movie compadres, then we need to... So anyways, all of that aside. Does that make sense?
It does, completely.
So the film I'm recommending to you has Christopher Lloyd in it.
Interesting. Back to the Future.
Not quite.
Okay.
Christina... I never know how to pronounce this. Is it Christina Ricci? Ricci?
I'm not sure.
Anyways.
Yeah.
The film I'm recommending to you is from the 90s, so there's that.
Okay.
It is the 1991 film, the 1991 live-action Addams Family. And I watched it because because I recently watched the animated one, and so Addams Family was like on the mind.
True.
And it's you know what, it's fun. Did you ever watch the 1990s live action Casper?
No.
Okay. So, but it's a 90s. The Addams Family is a 90s kid and young adult film.
Right.
Comedy, but not, like it's just a very 90s feeling film.
Okay.
It's not super high quality.
Right.
But it's you and I, like, you said that you'd watched the new Addams Family, which was the Fox TV, Fox Kids sitcom in the late 90s.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is very similar.
Cool.
It's got that kind of feeling, but Christopher Lloyd plays Uncle Fester.
Hey, I like Christopher Lloyd, and I'm curious to enter your brain. I'm up for the challenge.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm overwhelmed with excitement.
So I got a couple things that I want to cover to wrap things up.
Oh, right. You want to... Sorry, you're going to cover them or you're going to wrap them up? Because technically that's...
Well,
if
both.
You wrap something up, then it's covered.
It is covered, yeah. Why don't I cover it by wrapping it up? So, the first is usual. I got to do some housekeeping. So... check out the links below. Please like, follow, subscribe officially if you haven't done so already. We appreciate it. And you can also...
It's the only way to stay on top of the friggin' show.
Yes, and it's the only way to tell us...
Follow us on Podbean.
Yes, and it's the only way you can tell us what to do, because if you follow us there, then you can vote for the films we review.
If you enjoy this show,
Mm-hmm.
and you haven't downloaded the Podbean app,
do it.
Or any, Podbean's just I think most podcast apps will do this. But if you haven't downloaded a podcast app,
sure. So
and followed us,
Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, we're on a lot of things.
Yeah, however, Stitcher, Castbox, any of them.
Yep.
You can set it up so that, if you haven't done this, you're just dumb. Because you can set it up where literally when we release a new episode, your phone just downloads it. Your phone goes, oh, hey, the Movie Men released something new.
Let's check it out.
It's going to be good. And then it downloads it. And then it's just sitting in your pocket ready to go for the next time you're in the car driving across town to sit in line for 3 hours. Do you know how many Movie Men episodes you could listen to while you're in line at Krispy Kreme? 6. Because those lines are apparently really long these days.
Yeah. But yeah, check out those links. Officially like us on all the different platforms we're on. You can also check out the Patreon page below and help support the show. Helps us keep the lights on, helps us pay the bills, helps us improve the show. The last couple things I want to go through is I've got a shout out and then I've got a question for you. So the first is the shout out. I feel like I have to shout out Marshall, and I feel like we already have in this episode, but the reason I want to shout him out is 2015 was a big year for this dude. And when I was trying to figure out what films we were going to vote on, a lot of his favorite films came out in 2015. I'm looking, and The Witch came out, The Hateful Eight came out. A lot of films that he holds dear came out in 2015. So I honestly thought of him a lot when we were making our lists. The other is I want to answer a fan question. It traces back to you and I reviewing a musical. I think it was the La La Land episode post. But shout out to Marlene, who's active on our pages. And I just want you to answer, Brady. What are your thoughts on Moulin Rouge, the film? Have you seen it? Did you like it?
I have not seen it.
Ah, shoot.
But I did like it.
What?
I haven't seen it. I have no idea.
I was hoping you'd seen it because I haven't seen it either. So there you go, Marlene. Neither of us have seen it. Maybe it's
Marlene,
amazing.
It will be coming up potentially in a future year.
Potentially.
I don't know what year it came out. So vote, Marlene.
If it's on the vote,
get
vote.
your friends to vote.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Global Transact House and Home. Still hiding money under your mattress? Contrary to popular belief, investing your financial assets in a government savings bond can help your money grow. Our team of professionals at Global Transact House and Home will raise and nurture your investments as if they were their own. Trust our experts to take care of your hard-earned money and make it work for you.
That was very 50s. Very well done.
Thanks.
Yeah.